It was a really good, really important meeting. We talked about the Canada-US relationship, and our central agreement on which everyone was agreed really from the outset was that this is a time when we need to play for Team Canada. We need to work in a united and coordinated way. We agreed that we need to be smart, strong, and united in meeting this challenge. We spoke principally about the border and the Canada-US trade relationship. When it came to the economic relationship, we talked about the fact that trade between Canada and the United States is balanced and mutually beneficial, that Canada is the largest market for the United States by far, larger than China, Japan, the UK, and France combined. Many premiers talked about how important their provinces are for US exporters. And we also talked about how the United States depends on us for many essential products. In particular, we spoke about energy, talked about how the US relies on Canadian oil, Canadian electricity, Canadian critical minerals and metals. Premiers referred to how that dependency on Canadian energy is particularly important today at a time when AI is such an important force for the economy of the future, and AI is so power hungry. We also spoke about how Canada and the United States are aligned when it comes to China and China's unfair trade practices, China's intentional policy of overcapacity. We spoke a lot about the border. Minister LeBlanc will have more to say about that, but our shared view was that, of course, the United States has the absolute right to control who enters the United States, just as Canada has the absolute right to control who enters Canada. We agreed that illegal drugs, especially opioids, are a scourge for both of our countries, and that we need to continue to work hard to ensure our border is safe and secure, and to really crack down on illegal drugs. Prime Minister Trudeau is our country's elected leader. He was very effective in dealing with the U.S. throughout our time in government. He was an effective partner for Barack Obama. He was an effective partner for President Trump. He was an effective partner for President Biden, who is still president. And I have every confidence that he will be absolutely effective in dealing with President-elect Trump. He did have a conversation with the president on Monday, shortly after the president's tweet. That, to my mind, speaks to the effective and open lines of communication. Now, I want to be clear to everyone. This is a challenge. Canada's relationship with the United States is always a challenge, and I don't want to minimize for a moment the gravity of the challenge we now face. But I also think it is important for us as Canadians to have confidence in ourselves, to recognize the strengths our country has, to recognize that certainly we depend on the United States, but the United States also depends on us, and to recognize that we benefit from our relationship with the United States. They also benefit from their relationship with us. And now is really a moment for us not to squabble amongst ourselves. For sure, the people on that call, we disagree with each other about a lot of things. And one of the premiers, who I will not name, I'll allow him to speak for himself, said with a little bit of a chuckle, "I can't believe I just agreed with Prime Minister Trudeau about so many things." So we're open about the fact that there were different parties on that call. There were Liberals, there were NDP premiers, there were Conservatives, and the differences are real and significant. But there really was a strong agreement among every single person on that call that this is a challenge and that the way we meet that challenge and the way we serve Canadians is by being strong, smart, and united, and by playing for Team Canada. And that will certainly be the approach that our government takes.